We're meeting today for our city council meeting for Monday, August the 3rd, 2020 at 5:30 p.m. at the City Hall Council Chambers. I'd like to ask everyone to please silence their phone. I'd also like to take this time to welcome Mr. Wayne Edwards to fill the seat of District A. Mr. Edwards brings several years of city council experience, so we look forward to working with him. Congratulations, Mr. Edwards, on being District A. At this time, I would like to ask Pam Bloxham to do our prayer, and our pledge would be Tarika Williams Walker.
Heavenly Father, we come to you tonight with blessings in our heart for the opportunity to live in this great land. Tonight, I'd like to ask you to expedite the discovery of a cure for COVID-19 and rid us of these most uncomfortable living conditions that we've all been placed under for the last 4 months. I also pray that you return peace to our nation in honor of the founding fathers who risked everything to form this nation, a democratic republic which was unknown to the world until the United States was created. All this I ask in your name. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
At this time, I'll call the meeting to order. First thing I'd like to do is I need a motion to amend the printed agenda to add to item E, which is a second appointment to the Minden Main Street Downtown Development Commission. Do I have?
So moved.
So moved by Mr. Edwards. Seconded by Mr. Bradford. Do we have any discussion on that? With no discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? No opposition, so motion passes. We'll add that to the agenda. Next on the agenda is, if you look in your book, is to adopt the minutes of several city council meetings here, and we'll take them one at a time, and we'll start with February the 3rd. Do I have a motion to adopt those minutes? Okay, with no motion, we'll go to the next one. That one fails. On February the 11th, do I have a motion for February the 11th? No motion, fails. March the 2nd. Motion, fails. March the 16th. Motion, fails. April 6th, motion, fails. May 4th, motion, fails. May 6th, motion, fails. May 7th, motion, fails. May the 11th, motion, fails. May 13th, motion, fails. May 20th, motion, fails. May 27th, motion, fails. June the 1st, motion, fails. June 3rd, motion fails. Item B on the agenda, if you'll look in your book, please. We need to elect a mayor pro tem to fill the empty seat of the resigned city councilman to District A. Do I have a motion on that?
I make a motion that we elect Wayne Edwards to fill that mayor pro tem spot.
Okay, we have a motion by Keith Beard. Do I have a second on that? I have a second by Vincent Bradford. Is there any discussion? Okay, there's no discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Okay, if you'll look at C on your agenda, it's to hire a fire department personnel new hire. Chief Morad, would you like to come up and tell us about your young man, please?
T.J. Hughes, he's been a volunteer for the Minden Fire Department since,
Is he here?
yes, sir.
Would you stand up, please, sir? Thank you.
He's been a volunteer since 2007 or 8. I have to look back, but also he's a professional firefighter in the city of Ruston. He's been with them for 5 years. He's a great guy. He's a great fireman. He's had all the classes that he'd have to get on the job. Once you hire somebody, they have to have several different classes, and they're 40-hour classes here and there and all, and he's already got everything. But he'd be a great asset for a full-time fireman in the city of Minden.
Do I have a motion on that?
Upon recommendation of Fire Chief Kip Morad, I move to confirm Thomas John Hughes Jr. as a firefighter for the City of Minden Fire Department, subject to
have a-
passing all applicable tests.
I'm sorry. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
That's it.
I didn't hear you, so what now?
Oh, I said I was sorry, you were still talking. I thought you were through.
Oh, I'm through.
Go ahead. Are you?
I finished.
Okay, yeah, thank you. Do we have a second? The motion was made by Councilman Bradford.
Edwards. Edwards.
Edwards, I'm sorry. Made by Councilman Edwards,
I'll second.
seconded by Councilman Bloxham. Do we have any discussion on that? There's no discussion. All in favor? Aye. Ms. Walker, did you vote?
Aye.
Okay, thank you. All opposed? No. Motion passes unanimously. Welcome aboard.
Thank y'all. Appreciate it.
Okay, next on the agenda, item D is condemned properties. The first one we have is Dennis Coleman at 401 Myers Street in District B. The curator has already given us a report at one time before, so we're here today to go further with the demolition. Do I have a motion for that?
I move to authorize the mayor to issue an order declaring the property condemned and further order the demolition of any structures located thereon and the cleaning of the lot within
Okay, that motion is made by
how many
Ms.
days?
Why don't we wait till we get to the discussion?
No. Yeah,
Oh, okay, oh, okay. Okay.
within 5 days.
Ooh,
Within 5 days.
why don't,
It's ready to go now, right?
It's ready to go.
That's what I
I'm
thought.
gonna put immediately in the motion.
Okay,
Okay.
Everything's been covered, it's ready to,
okay,
all we gotta do is get our estimates and move forward.
okay. Well, within 5 days.
They've got a permit and everything? I mean, do they have to have?
Whoever takes it down will have to.
Okay, now when you say that, city's gonna take it down?
It appears that
They have, they
it's
received
been
their notice?
adjudicated to the parish, and the parish is not gonna do anything, so we put the immediate in there so we could just go ahead and start.
Yeah, they've received, yeah.
the motion's made by Ms. Walker. Why don't, let's go ahead and get a second, and then we'll discuss it.
That's it.
Okay, seconded by Mr. Bradford. So, okay, now let's finish our discussions.
Yeah, so they've been notified.
Was the motion immediate or 5 days?
5 days.
Okay, do we have any more discussion on that property? Is there anybody here representing that property? No?
Who's gonna tear the property down?
Is-
Huh?
We will,
I mean, it's contracted out to somebody?
right, it will be. Hadn't gone out for bid yet.
But it'll be contracted out in 5 days.
We'll start the process in 5 days.
Marshall, would you make sure there's nobody sitting out there with this property? Okay,
So
thank
you
you.
say you'll start the process in 5 days, or will it be down within 5 days?
No, we have to start getting estimates for the demolition and then sign a contract with the contractor. So it won't start coming down in 5 days. In 5 days, I will start collecting the estimates and moving forward.
Estimates of fees.
Bids, estimates, what you want to call them.
Normally, if you have 30 days.
That's what-
Yeah, but we gave them
This-
90 days 6 months ago.
This is we started this in 2019 and it got tabled.
And it's adjudicated to the parish. The parish is not going to do anything with it. We've already got work announced.
Okay, is there any more discussion? All in favor on getting estimates in 5 days and moving forward on this property and taking it down?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Passes unanimously. Okay, the next property we have is Shropshire Land Company, and this is 221 Avenue. I believe is this the one that used to be the daycare, Ms. Walker? Okay.
No.
Is,
Another one that's in the very same predicament as the last one.
Yeah.
okay, okay. So everything's in there, it's already gone to the curator and everything, so we just need to move forward on it. Do I have a motion on that?
Yeah, I move to authorize the mayor to issue an order declaring the property condemned and further order the demolition of any structures located thereon and the cleaning of the lot within 5 days of this date.
Okay, we've got a motion from Ms. Walker. Do we have a second?
Second.
A second from Mr. Edwards. Do we have any discussion on that? Okay, there is no discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. All opposed? Passes unanimously. We're at E for the appointment of Main Street Downtown Development Commission. Our first one on the agenda is Mr. Sean Hatcher. He's a resident of District D. He's replacing Lindsay McLaren, whose term expired on September the 8th, 2019, and she has resigned. Mr. Hatcher's here today. Mr. Hatcher, would you stand, please? All right, do I have a motion?
Since that's in my district, I'll make that motion upon recommendation of the Minden Downtown Development Director, Mihaela Hutto. I move to appoint Mr. Sean Hatcher to the Minden Main Street Downtown Development Commission to replace Lindsay McLaren, whose term will expire on September 8th, 2022.
Okay, we've got a motion made by Keith. Do we have a second on that?
Second.
Seconded by Ms. Walker. Are there any discussion? No discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes. Welcome aboard, Mr. Hatcher. Okay, the next one is a young lady that we added. I visited with her the other day, and she seemed very excited to come on the Main Street Board. And her name is Tiffany Washington Johnson. She's a resident of District B. And Mr. Ms. Walker's district, we're all scattered around up here, whose term expires September the 8th, who had resigned. This was Jeff Lee that resigned. Do I have a motion to appoint Ms. Johnson?
Upon the recommendation of the Minden Downtown Development Director, Mihaela Hutto, I move to appoint Mrs. Tiffany Washington Johnson to the Minden Main Street Downtown Development Commission to replace Jeff Lee, whose term will expire on September 8th, 2022.
All right, so we have a motion made by Ms. Walker. Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a second by Mr. Edwards. Do we have any discussion? There is no discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Item F on your agenda is a lot split. This is a property there on Homer Road where they're putting in the new dentist office and the new physicians, two physicians are going in there, and a pharmacy. And what they're asking to do is for banking purposes is to split that lot belonging to Four Docks LLC. And all your back up there and your map is in your agenda. Do I have a motion on that?
I move to approve the final plat for the lot split of property belonging to Four Dock LLC located at 119 Homer Road.
Motion made by Councilman Edwards. Do I have a second?
I'll second that.
Seconded by Councilman Bloxham. Do we have any discussion? There is no discussion. All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion passes unanimously. Item G on your agenda is the announcement of a public meeting to consider adopting the resolution ordering the calling of an election to be held within the Downtown Development District of the City of Minden, authorized to renew the continuation of ad valorem tax, and that's in downtown historic Minden. That generates about an additional $16,000 a year in revenue. Do I have a motion?
There's no motion.
Did somebody say?
There's no,
No motion required.
This-
no,
Oh, okay. Okay.
But Mayor, you need to read that discussion.
The discussion, the notice is hereby given that at its meeting to be held on Tuesday, September 8, 2020, at 5:30 PM at its regular meeting place, the City Hall, 520 Broadway Street, Minden, Louisiana. The mayor and the council of the City of Minden, State of Louisiana, plan to consider adopting a resolution ordering and calling an election to be held within the Downtown Development District of the City of Minden to authorize the renewal, continuation of the ad valorem tax therein. Okay, H. We're on the selection of the official journal. The City of Minden must select an official journal for advertisement and publications of legal matters. Do I have a motion
I
on
move
this?
that we table this item because we got some late information today, and I think we need to talk about it some more.
Would you like to discuss it tonight, or
Huh?
you want to discuss it tonight, or just table it and,
Table it and discuss it later.
okay? Is everybody good with tabling that?
Yes.
Okay, we will table that item.
It takes a motion and a
Okay,
second.
okay. We have a motion made by Mr. Bradford,
We table it.
Second.
seconded by Councilman Edwards. Is there any discussion about tabling it? No discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Item I on the agenda is to adopt an ordinance number 1106, an ordinance to amend and reenact Chapter 19 Utilities, Article 4, Rates and Charges, to add Section 90-138B, Paid Security Lighting Services, to the Code of Ordinances, City of Minden, State of Louisiana. Your backup information is in there. Do I have a motion for this?
I move to adopt ordinance number 1106, an ordinance to amend and reenact Chapter 90 Utilities, Article 6, Race Changes, to add to Section 90-138H, Paid Security Lighting, to the Code of Ordinance, City of Minden, State of Louisiana.
Motion is made by Councilman Edwards, seconded
Second. I'll second.
seconded by Councilman Beard. Do we have any discussion on that?
Well, we need to let the citizens know
Yeah.
what
We
this
will.
is.
We will run a block ad in the
No,
newspapers.
I'm gonna let them know right now.
Oh, okay, that's
This is about the security lighting, to make sure everyone is paying the same fee across the board. Because we had people paying different rates, and so now across the board, everyone would be paying a $12 fee.
Do we have any more discussion on that? Before the charges do go into effect, we will run ad in the paper to let people know that. We will put it on social media for those that didn't see the YouTube tonight.
So when do we plan on this taking effect? What's this?
I believe we said in the workshop,
Is it 30 days or 60?
yeah, I think it was the 1st of October.
Okay.
30 days.
Yeah, isn't that what we talked about, Councilman Edwards, October? That's what I was thinking. So, and I'll make myself a note there just to make sure. Is there any more discussion on that? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? Motion carries unanimously.
Excuse me, Mr. Mayor.
Yes, sir.
Do we know what the additional revenue is coming out of the increase? Because the subject is not in the new budget calculator.
I have those numbers in my office. We had, at the meeting, we had a list of everybody that was paying, I think it was 8, and some were paying 6. Oh, no, it was 6 and 4, wasn't it?
6 and 4.
Yeah, it was 6 and 4. So I can get you those numbers tomorrow. Okay. The next is item J on the agenda, and this is abandoning a 50-foot undeveloped street right-of-way, which runs down there on Beach Street. It's down there by the park, and what we're going to do is split this in half. Will stay at the city, and half will go to the other 2 owners there. You've got your work up in the back of your book there. Do I have a motion for this?
I move to adopt ordinance number 1110, an ordinance abandoning a 50-foot undeveloped street right-of-way that runs alongside lots 31 and 18 of the Pine Hills subdivision, which is an unopened portion of Beach Street, with reservation of utility servitude and more fully described in said ordinance number 1110 as presented.
We have a motion by Councilman Bloxham, seconded by Councilman Beard. We also did checked on the utilities and everything, and no utilities run down through there, so it should be fine. Do we have any more discussion? No more discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? Motion passes unanimously. Item K on the agenda. This is to adopt an ordinance of 1111 accepting the dedication of the water main from John Madden. What was done there out on Germantown Road, he installed a 6-inch water main, he tapped on the hours and traveled it down the road further so there could be water added to his daughter's new home. And it was done to city specifications and codes. Is that correct, Mr. Cooley? And I think he even added a fire plug down there as well. So do I have a motion for that?
I move to adopt ordinance 1111 accepting dedication of water main from John Madden as presented.
Motion made by Councilman Bloxham.
Second.
Seconded by Councilman Beard. Do we have any discussion on that?
Just one question.
Yes,
Is
sir.
sewage in the area, city sewage? No?
I didn't hear your question.
Asking if there was sewer out.
Oh, okay. Okay, is there any more discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries unanimously. L on the agenda is to adopt a resolution authorizing the mayor to accept a grant number 3-22-0032-013-2020 titled Rehabilitate Runway Mill and Overlay and Reconstruct Runway Lighting Replaced with LED Construction from the Federal Aviation Administration for future improvements of the Minden Airport and enter into a grant agreement with the Federal Aviation Administration. This is a grant that costs our citizens no money unless you fly in the air by fuel. Do I have a motion on that?
I move to adopt a resolution authorizing the mayor to accept a grant number 2-3-22-0032-013-2020 titled Rehabilitate Runway Milling Overlay and Reconstruct Runway Lighting Construction from the Federal Aviation Administration for future improvements to the Minden Airport and enter into a grant agreement with the Federal Aviation Administration.
We have a motion made by Councilman Edwards,
Second.
seconded by Councilman Beard. Do we have any discussion on that? No discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Item M on the agenda is to adopt a resolution nominating Rick Butner to represent the city of Minden and served on the Board of Commissioners for the Sparta Groundwater Conservation District. His appointment will be expiring on October 15, 2023, so this is a reappointment. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Motion made by Councilman Edwards, seconded by Councilman Bradford. Is there any discussion? No discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Item N on your agenda is to adopt a resolution appointing Terry L. Gardner as director and Gary Moreland as alternative director on the Board of Directors for the Louisiana Energy and Power Authority, which is LEPA. This is something that we've maintained seats on even though we don't do business with LEPA. We're not saying that one day we won't be doing business with them again, so we want to maintain our seats on this energy board. Do I have a motion on that?
I move to adopt a resolution appointing Terry Gardner as director and Gary Moreland as alternate director on the Board of Directors of Louisiana Energy and Power Authority, whose terms will expire July 2022 as presented.
Second.
Motion made by Councilman Bloxham and seconded by Councilman Edwards. Do we have any discussion on that?
So could Gary be the director and you be the alternate director?
I guess it could be,
Yeah.
but we've got is there any more discussion? Okay. Motions were made by Ms. Bloxham and Mr. Edwards. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All opposed?
Nay.
No.
Mr. Edwards, did you say yes?
Repeat the motion again.
Adopt a resolution appointing Terry L. Gardner as director, which is a seat, and Gary Moreland as the alternative director on the Board of Directors for the Louisiana Energy and Power Authority, which is LEPA.
And Ms. Walker, what was your
To
addition?
make Gary the director and Terry Gardner the alternate director.
Let's vote again. Mr. Vote.
Sir,
What was the first motion?
you made the motion. Oh, I'm sorry. Pam made the motion and you seconded it.
You vote no.
You vote no? Okay. Motion fails.
Tell me what the vote was.
The vote was, it was made by Ms. Bloxham, seconded by Mr. Edwards. Then we took it to a vote, and we had,
2 for and 3 against.
okay. So it was 3 against and 2 for.
That's so funny.
Who were the 2 fours?
Bloxham and Beard.
Heath and Ms.
Bloxham and Beard.
Bloxham. And then we had 3 nays up here. Okay? Moving right along.
So I make a substitute motion to appoint Gary Moreland as the director and Terry Gardner as the alternate director on the Board of Directors for Louisiana Energy and Power Authority.
Okay, we have a motion made by Ms. Walker,
Second.
seconded by Mr. Bradford. Is there any discussion on that? No discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed?
No.
Okay. Motion carries to let Mr. Moreland do the traveling instead of me, which is great. Okay, next on the agenda, O, is to adopt a resolution authorizing the second signature on the checks until we get a new city clerk in place.
What item is that?
Pardon me?
Item O?
Item O.
Item O. Do we have a motion to appoint someone as the third signature?
I move.
Move to adopt a resolution authorizing Terry Gunner as mayor to appoint Ms. Walker as signatory power.
Okay, we have a motion made by Mr. Bradford, and do we have a second to?
Sorry, I didn't understand the motion.
He made a motion to appoint Ms. Walker as the third signature on the city check.
Ms. Conley's staying, right?
Yes, yes,
She's the second, right?
yes.
Thank you.
So the mayor pro tem has no signature power.
Generally, that's how it is, but I'm not the one making the motion.
Sorry.
So we have a motion on the table made by Mr. Bradford to put Ms. Walker as the third signature. Do we have a second on that?
Second.
Okay, do we have a second by Ms. Walker?
Second, I'll do it.
Do what now?
I second it.
You second it?
Yes.
Well, Ms. Walker,
Okay.
okay, so you're going to second it, Mr. Edwards?
Yes.
Okay. Do we have any discussion on that? No discussion. All in favor of Ms. Walker being the third signature if needed?
Aye.
All opposed?
No.
Okay. Motion carries 3, 4, 2 against. Okay. We have item P on the agenda is to enter into a contract with SmartNet America. This is for a beacon to put on top of our antenna. It will use about $5 of electricity a year, and they will pay us once a year. Let me look at, I think it's $1,500. I can't remember.
That's what he said, 15.
Is it $1,500? They'll pay us $1,500 once a year for that beacon to sit up there. Just a little extra revenue for the city. Do you have a motion for that?
I move to authorize the mayor to negotiate, enter into and sign a contract with SmartNet North America for the mounting of a SmartNet on GNSS reference station on the existing antenna at City Hall.
Motion made by Councilman Edwards.
Second.
Gosh, that's kind of a tie. Seconded by Ms. Walker. Is there any discussion on that?
Is she second?
Yes, sir.
So it says the antenna is existing,
Yes,
it's
ma'am.
already, okay,
You'll see the antenna out there. It's just a little beacon that attaches to it.
that they have to install, okay.
Yes, ma'am, and they install it at their expense and everything. So we've got that little bit of discussion there. Do we have a vote? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? Okay, motion carries unanimously. Q on your agenda is to award a bid number I-20, rehabilitate runway 1 2018/19 Airport Improvement Programs. Your bid tabulation sheet is attached. Once again, this is a grant and everything. Do I have a motion?
I move to award bid number 1-20, Rehabilitate Runway 1-10, Airport Improvement Program to the lowest qualified bidder, meeting all specifications.
Okay, the motion is made by Councilman Bloxham,
Second.
seconded by Councilman Beard. Is there any discussion? There's no discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Item R,
So you gonna let them know who won the bid at Benton and Brown?
yes, sir, it's Benton and Brown.
Okay.
Did you see the numbers, Councilman Edwards, back here?
Okay, I got it.
Item R on your agenda is toward bid number 2-20 Airfield Lighting Improvements, Airfield Improvement Program. The bid tabulation sheets are behind you. Once again, this is a grant. I'm believing the low bid on that was Wilhite Electric over in the Shreveport area. Do I have a motion on that?
I move to award bid number 2-20 Airfield Lighting Improvements, Airport Improvement Program to the lowest qualified bidder, meeting all specifications.
Okay.
Second.
This motion was made by Councilman Bradford. It was seconded by,
Oh, it wasn't made by me.
I'm sorry, I'm looking right at him. I've got it, thank you. Made by Keith Beard, seconded by Councilman Edwards. Are there any discussion on that? No discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. S is to award bid number 3-20, 2020 road overlay projects. These are several projects that are going to be done, some on Pine Street, Fincher Road, and Horton Street. Do I have a motion for that?
I move to award the bid number 3-20, 2020 road overlay project to the lowest qualified bidder, meeting all specifications.
Motion was made by Councilman Bradford,
Second.
seconded by Councilman Walker. Is there any discussion?
I want to make sure everybody understands it's coming out of capital improvement money, not out of current budget.
Yeah. Okay, any more discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes. The low bid on that was Benton and Brown. Item T on the agenda is the budget and financial report for the month of May and for the month of June 2020.
Council members, Mr. Mayor, I have to admit it's quite a while when we had the last report, so be patient with me if I have a little bit trouble. But anyway, the accounting department provided to every one of you the monthly summary report for all funds for the periods of May as well as June for the review. And the month of June normally is the months where we're going to look deeper into the figures because we are 9 months down the road and the last 3 months normally is spending, spending, spending. Because if you don't spend it, you lose the money. So everybody is writing requisition forms. what I have done is, and I want to make sure you understand this, in your budget worksheet I gave you, there is a projection column, and that projection column indicates, I called around the different departments, asked, do you spend some additional money, and so on, and sometimes it's hard to project because 9 months are gone and you hear, oh yeah, my intention is to spend some money. Well, what have you done the first 9 months? However, looking at the 9 months, or looking at 8 months first and 9 months, the two major funds we have, the general fund and the water and electric fund, the revenues on the general fund for the month of May, we have 82% from the budgeted amount, and in the month of June, we have 85% of the budgeted amounts. Mainly because in the budgeted amount, we have also, oh, he's gone, the grant money for the airport. Because when you have the expense, you also have to show the revenue. We know that we probably will not spend the 1.6 or 1.7 million, whatever that thing is, and we probably will not gonna get all at the same time. So that's basically the difference. On the water and electric side, the revenues for the month of May, it's 75% of the budgeted amount, and in June, 78% related to utilities. We had the first several months where we had lower revenues than expected. That means also that we had less expense. We didn't pay as much to SWEPCO. Therefore, the expenses on the water and electric side are also down in the 80s, actually 81%. So 78 to 81%, we are almost even. General fund, the expenses are at 80%. There we have a surplus at the moment because the property taxes been paid in full, and for the 9 months, the calculated or budget amount is lower than what we have received so far. These are the two major funds. The sales tax is unbelievable. Let me say this, because I got on Thursday, the figures from the Sales Tax Commission, and in the month of July, they collected for the month of June $561,000. A year ago, they collected $460,000. An increase of $100,000 or roughly 22%. And it's not only the city of Minden. If you're going to look at the sheet with all the different cities, everybody increased the sales tax. Was excluded in positive numbers is the visitors, the Webster Parish Convention and Visitors Office, as well as the city of, or the village of Dixie Inn. They had the negative number. But everybody else, positive numbers, all increases, which brings us to, and I want to mention also the month of May. The month of May, $532,000 collected. A year ago, $488,000. So that's the third consecutive month, if I'm correct, where we see increases not expected. Which, and I'm glad that I can say this, after 9 months, we have actually, or they have actually collected $4.625 million, which is $12,000 over our budgeted amount. So if the trend continues, and we have in the budget 6.15 million, city is in good shape in reference to the sales tax. So let's hope it will continue. At the end of the month of June, the city had 18.1 million in financial resources compared to 15.5 million in June 2019. Actual cash in the bank, 8.7 million, and the 8.7 million includes $750,000 on utility deposits, which is not the city money. It has to be paid back if somebody is closing the accounts. But overall, actual cash, 8.7 million. The rest is invested in CDs and other investments. Some other information, the audit, as you all know, is completed. Normally we would have Mrs. Cole tonight, but I believe she is on vacation and none of her partners were able to participate tonight. So she has promised to come to the September council meeting and make her presentation. The audit itself shows a net position increase of, I believe, 1.3 or 1.4 million, which is good, no negative number, but, and that's what we heard in our conversation with her, it's related to the SWEPCO settlement as well as the TURA money, and the city hasn't invested any money in the past. That's why we have a positive number. The other information I want to pass on to you, and I need to ask you in that respect also, the budget for the fiscal year 2020-2021 will be made available for the public on August, for review by the public on August the 11th. So if you have any changes, to that budget, please let me know in the next 2 days, because it takes a while to go through these 150 pages. After the 11th of August, yes, we still can make changes, but the public needs to be involved. It needs to be advertised twice. It will be advertised on August the 11th in the paper, as well as on social media, on our website, as well advertisement on August the 14th. To follow the Budget Act, twice advertisement needs to be done. And normally when it's advertised, there are no changes. Voting on to adopt the budget will take place in the council meeting on September the 7th, I believe, is the council meeting. These are the figures I have for tonight. I'm glad to answer any question if you have any. Thank you.
No questions? Thank you, Mr. Fleur. Chief, would you give us all your police reports?
Everybody doing good tonight? All right, back the month of February, we collected $5,930.50 in city fines, $190 to the crime lab, $804.50 to city court, $720 to the marshal's office, $1,025 to the indigent offender's office, $48 to the clerk's fund, $180 to the Ware Center, $26 to the Louisiana Commission on Law Enforcement, $298 in off-duty witness fees, $72 to the Court Case Management Information System, $65 to the Louisiana Traumatic Head and Spinal Cord Injury Trust Fund, $180 to the Judicial Building Fund, $6.50 to the Judicial Education Fund, totaling $9,545.50.
Are we gonna adopt these separately or what?
We can do them one at a time. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Motion made by Councilman Edwards, seconded by Councilman Bloxham. Are there any discussions or questions? None. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes. Okay.
Okay, the month of March, we collected $6,219.50 in city fines, $140 to the crime lab, $799 to the city court, $720 to the marshal's office, $1,030 to the indigent defender's office, $48 to the clerk's fund, $180 to the Ware Center, $28 to the Louisiana Commission on Law Enforcement, $296 to the off-duty witness fees, $72 to the Court Case Management Information System, $70 to the Louisiana Traumatic Head and Spinal Cord Injury Trust Fund, $240 to the Judicial Building Fund, $7 to the Judicial Education Fund, totaling $9,849.50.
Move to accept the police report for March 2020.
Motion made by Councilman Bloxham,
Second.
seconded by Councilman Beard. Are there any discussions or questions? None. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries unanimously.
Okay,
April.
month of April, we collected $1,164 in city fines, $80 to the crime lab, $430.50 to city court, $390 to the marshal's office, $560 to the indigent defender's office, $26 to the clerk's fund, $97.50 to the Ware Center, $16 to the Louisiana Commission on Law Enforcement, $159.50 to off-duty witness fees, $39 to the Court Case Management Information System, $40 to the Louisiana Traumatic Head and Spinal Cord Injury Trust Fund, $130 to the Judicial Building Fund, $4 to the Judicial Education Fund, totaling $3,136.50.
Do we have a motion?
I move to accept the police report for April 2020 as presented.
Motion made by Councilman Bradford,
Oh, second? I'll second.
seconded by Councilman Beard. Do we have any discussions or questions?
Just one. Chief, why the decrease in city fines down to 1164?
I'm sorry, do that again?
City fines, the amount decreased to 1164. The previous was like 6,000 and
I'm not sure. We're back on April, right?
right.
Okay,
Well, you got city fines 1,164.
right.
Why did it decrease from the previous month?
The COVID,
Yeah.
everything started dropping off there. You know, there for a couple of months, we were trying not to make contact with anybody unless we just absolutely had to. So people weren't coming in, the offices were closed, and very few people were coming in to pay also.
I think to say there was one month that they couldn't hardly get into pay fines
Yeah.
because we were on lockdown.
Okay.
Okay, well, I was gonna ask the question too, because I'm looking at it, and I'm jumping ahead. For June, I see that the city fines are $11,775. So if it was down in April because of COVID, then I assume at this point, court was back open, they started back having court and
Right.
people, okay.
That's correct.
Okay, we had a motion made by Councilman Bradford, and then seconded by Councilman Beard, and then we had discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Okay, motion carries. So May, please, sir.
Okay, month of May, we collected $3,033 in city fines, $140 to the crime lab, $799 to city court, $720 to the marshal's office, $1,030 to the indigent defender's office, $48 to the clerk's fund, $180 to the Ware Center, $28 to the Louisiana Commission on Law Enforcement, $296 to off-duty witness fees, $72 to the Court Case Management Information System, $70 to the Louisiana Traumatic Head and Spinal Cord Injury Trust Fund, $240 to the Judicial Building Fund, $7 to the Judicial Education Fund, totaling $6,663.
Do we have a motion?
So moved.
Motion made by Councilman Edwards,
Second.
seconded by Councilman Walker. Are there any discussions or questions of the chief? No questions, all in favor? Aye. Carries. And last but not least, June.
Okay, month of June, collected $11,775.75 in city fines, $170 to the crime lab, $746 to the city court, $690 to the marshal's office, $1,005 to the indigent defender's office, $46 to the clerk's fund, $172.50 to the Ware Center, $34 to the Louisiana Commission on Law Enforcement, $276.50 to off-duty witness fees, $69 to the Court Case Management Information System, $85 to the Louisiana Traumatic Head and Spinal Cord Injury Trust Fund, $230 to the Judicial Building Fund, $8.50 to the Judicial Education Fund, totaling $15,308.25.
Do we have a motion?
So moved.
Motion made by Councilman Edwards, seconded by Councilman Bradford. Are there any discussions or questions of the chief? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion
Go ahead.
motion carries unanimously. Did you need to say?
I had something after the motion, after the vote.
Okay, go ahead.
It passes, okay. Chief Cropper and Mayor, have we heard anything from the school board about the crossing guard?
I have not heard the first word, anything.
Not heard anything either?
So, I mean, we're no longer gonna fund that.
No, sir. We took it out of the budget. We took it out of the budget.
But Chief Cropper, they were going through you to get paid. They were
It's coming through my budget, yes, sir.
through your budget.
Okay. Thank you, Chief.
Thank y'all.
We're up for public comments now. Is there anybody in the audience with the public comment? Yes, sir. Come forward and tell us your name and the district that you live in, please, sir. And your address, I'm sorry.
Good afternoon, Council and Mayor. My name is Rodrigo Bell. I reside at 806 Waterman Street, and that is Mr. Vincent Bradford's district, which is District C. I come up today because, as y'all know, we've had a couple of marches in the city with Citizens for Justice, and I stand as a member today to say that one of the things that came out of the marches was we're looking for a citizens review board for our police department, and also possibly for diversity training. As we've seen across the country, what can happen when you don't have diversity training with different ethnic backgrounds and different races and just different class of people. So that's one of the things that we want to see addressed either by Chief Cropper and his department, or by the council, so that we can keep our police department and our citizens on the same page. We all know that we need the police department to police, but we need them to police their job and do it correctly.
Yes, sir.
As anybody else. I mean, we all have jobs and you have to do it correctly. I commend our law enforcement on some of the things they do. So, I mean, I just stand to voice the concerns of what I heard from some of the people that actually marched with us. And, that's what we would like to see addressed as we move forward.
Yes, sir.
All right. Appreciate y'all.
Why
Thank you
don't
for your time.
you call my office and set up an appointment with my administrative assistant, and me and the chief will sit down and visit.
Okay,
All right.
will do.
Thank you, sir. Do we have any more comments from the public? No more comments from the, Marshall, is there anybody outside? Okay, thank you, sir. We're going to move on to council comments now, and we're going to start with Councilman Walker.
Come back to me.
Okay, we'll go with Councilman Bradford.
No comment.
No comment. Okay. Are you ready yet?
Yeah, I'll go ahead. I'll go ahead. Piggybacking off what Mr. Bell said, there's a lot of racial tension, and expressing the concerns of my constituents. Again, with social media, it has not been addressed, and it was the comment that Ms. Blossom made. And the citizens, some citizens are waiting for you to address it. Or either, I'll let Ms. Blossom address her comment. And if you're not sure about the one that I'm referring to, it was the one where you said that basically African Americans only make up 15% of the total population.
That's true.
But
It wasn't a slight, it was a fact, it was just a fact.
so you chose that time, you don't think your timing for making that comment was inappropriate?
Tarika, what I was trying to say was that the media was making a big deal out of Mr. Floyd's death from the 15%. No one was asking the other 85% if we felt badly. I think 85% of this country did not condone the way that Mr. Floyd died either, but nobody was making a point of that. That was all I meant to say.
So again, you don't think your timing was inappropriate, and then the comment.
It was,
It
it was true.
Well, yeah, because you were being generous. Don't hit the
No,
gavel.
no,
You were being
no.
generous because, in fact, someone else stated that actually 13.9, and you said that you were being generous. I just think that your timing of you making that comment was inappropriate, and you dropped the ball when you didn't address it.
No, ma'am. I don't think so.
And I said, this is
well,
what I think.
I
Okay?
understand, but if we had a social media policy in place, I could say something. But we don't have a social media policy in place, and 6 months ago, I brought one to the table to get a social media policy in place for all employees and all elected officials, and the council chose not to address it. So if she can post what she wants to on social media, just like everybody else.
Okay.
And there's nothing I can say, but I would love for this to open the conversation for us to get a social
Well, I
media.
mean, it
What-
has opened the conversation.
Okay, so at our next workshop, can I bring that social media policy back up?
I mean, you can bring it up, but I think as a council member, if you're going to sit here and represent all of the city of Mendon, where African Americans are 53%, your comment was inappropriate, and you should have apologized. That's my opinion. And I think you should have made a comment addressing it as well.
Okay. Thank you. Okay, Mr. Beard, Councilman Beard,
No, I have nothing.
nothing to say? Councilman Edwards?
Well, not just really a comment, just a statement. Because I'm in an interim position until the next election, and I should hope that the work that I do on this council make the comment for me, because I'm all for doing what's right and what's ethical and decent for everybody.
Thank you.
Let me add to my comment, because as you know, as everyone know, we're still dealing with the issue of the sign that's at the recreation complex. And yes, I'm bringing it up again. We're still dealing with the issue of the sign. And it just echoed to the community how she really feels. I mean, it's already a slap in the face of the African-American community for her husband's name to be there.
Okay.
But then the comment, a mere 15% on top of it, yeah, it didn't help the situation.
Okay.
So we need to address the removal of that sign.
And this isn't the place to talk about it because it's not on the agenda, so when we have a workshop, we'll talk about it. Ms. Bloxham, could I
So
have
will
your
it come
counsel,
up at
please?
the, will we talk about it at the next workshop?
Probably not. It's probably dead.
What? No, you said at a workshop,
We can talk about it, but we can talk and talk and talk and talk
and it's dead. Why?
because it's been vetoed. Now, I'm going to go on with my comment.
She shouldn't have vetoed it. She
Okay, my
didn't have no
comment-
interest in it.
Said dead. I
Yeah,
think
it's,
you did.
it's over with.
No, it's not.
It's over with. Okay, my comment. I would like to thank everybody for the prayers that they had for me and my wife, how we had the COVID-19, the cards, the texts, the phone calls, the Facebook, the post, and the food, and the churches across the city that reached out to us during this time. It was very much appreciated and very much felt. The COVID-19, we're still in phase 2. We still need to wear our mask when we're around people and close to people. We still need to practice our social distancing. We still need to continue to wash our hands for 20 seconds. And we need to, anytime there's a gathering, we need to remain at 50% inside buildings. I would like to, our young people that have been doing traveling ball this summer, I've noticed on Facebook, many of them have won their tournaments and everything, and I would like to congratulate the division wins that we've had and the way that they've gone about representing our city. I'd also like to congratulations to the Northwest Louisiana Technical College. They ranked number 6 out of 800 technical community college in America. So I think that that's very impressive that our community college right here in Minden, Louisiana is a shining diamond for us. Again, I'd like to welcome Councilman Edwards to our city council, and we look forward to working with you. I'd also like to, again, to congratulate Tommy John Hughes on going to work for our fire department. With all of that said, meeting adjourned. Mr. Yocum, you doing all right this afternoon?
Good, Mayor. How are you, sir?
I'm good. How are you doing?